Hi, everybody. Ordinarily, you might not get a lot at this stage on this portfolio, basically your professional site, because it's going to change a lot over the next year. And you will bring this into web design and you'll have an opportunity to rework it. I want to just point out a few things so that when you get there, or you'll be thinking about them when you have projects. But I do know that this isn't going to be your final version here, but I do want to use it. Let's jump right in. You'll work out these things where you have overlapping icons or text and things. You want to make sure that your lettering is big, large enough to read, especially your name and what you do. This is called your tagline. So you want that to be really clear. You've done a great job of making that clear as far as the content. You just want it to be visually larger. This you'll also want to be larger, and you'll want to avoid this kind of text that has the very narrow stroke in it. If you look at the bottom of the L, you'll see what I mean. So that's something that you want to avoid. You want something, you can see how easy this is to read because it's a sans serif instead of a serif. You've laid this out well. One of the things that often works, and not so much for graphic design as for your Instagram posts and your social media managing and strategy and things like that, is to use a phone mockup. So a cell phone can make things lay out really nicely. Keep that in mind as you move forward. You'll be careful about images that you won't be able to use when you graduate because you don't own them. Okay. But this is a really great start. And like I said, you're going to um, you're going to be exploring so much over the next several months. So it will probably change. If you don't have blog content, this is for everybody, then just disable the blog, right? And shop, for now, you'll want to have that moved. This will link up as you have to yours, and that's good. There also, in Wix, there are icons that may match your brand a little better. You have some options. Maybe they're black, maybe they're white, maybe they're gray. But check that out. And you were not to look at your mobile this time, but you will when you get into web design. That will be an important phase. And like I said, you're not responsible yet, but you will be. So think about that. It's easy to fix. Just like your desktop, you have an editor for mobile and you'll move things around the same way. All right, and that'll be bigger, especially your name. And this probably will be more of a subheader. All right, so Aiden, I love this for your special effects or your video effects. You don't have the version with the get feedback link here, so there's not a mobile version, but this is really nice. It's working out well. This a little hard to read when it's all caps like that, but easier than some things. You want to watch out for things like this, how that looks. And I know you can think about it because I've seen examples of what you're doing. So continue to think about things like this. We usually left align our text. If you're going to have bullets, have this line up with your text so the text is left aligned instead of bringing it around. You want to create strong straight edges for your columns like this. Okay, this, it's okay for now. It doesn't look bad, but you'll eventually want to put original work there. That's something that is a template, and so we've seen it a lot. We'll talk about this when the time comes a little later, whether or not you're going to choose things that really highlight your effects. Okay, so great start. Happy with where you are on this. Good choices. Okay, you'll want to bring probably this a little larger. you'll bring this up and have your home here probably. This may have to move over because then it's going to be covering your face. It's going to do that regardless as you're scrolling. So you want to minimize that. For example, this, it is part of the template, but it's not working with this, terrific image. So I would bring it down to here. It doesn't need to be so deep. It can be half of that. Okay. I'll probably, some people really love these. They don't explain a lot to someone as far as what you're capable of doing. They may explain how much you know of something compared to how much you know of something else. That you're stronger in Wix than, Illustrator or HTML or CSS, but it doesn't tell us, the level. And that's okay if you have examples and things. Just something to think about. Some people love that. And so, okay. Awesome. Good. Good. Okay. You want to be sure that you change all of these placeholder paragraphs, of course. And, you see that will change when you fix it too, when you make that not so deep. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen next year. It's going to be great. All right. Nathan. Nice. One of the things you're going to want to think about is just symmetry, especially for graphic design. It goes over pretty well. Like if you have something oval here, maybe something oval or in a line drawing here, because this image, even if this did not have that image, it would work because this would be taking up the space. But the box here, you'll work more on that. And this is great. It's laid out nicely, simple, beautiful. Excellent amount. Great photo. It might need to be a little higher res, but it's pretty good. Okay. Okay. Works better here, right? All right. It's looking great. I love the black, white, and red. Okay. Yeah, I do love what you've done here, Ariana, and you've got that great series, that kind of COVID series, if you will, of the self-portraits. This, you'll change this because it's too hard to read, right? But you'll have plenty of time to do that. Looks like, yeah, something's okay. So drop-down menus are really tricky. You want to make sure that they don't cover content. They are doing that here. Okay. So you'll probably move these up anyway. Okay. Great shots. Okay. Good. You've renamed your files. All great. All right. You'll want to, this should link, if it's a logo, back to your home page. Okay. And I've looked through this already, but make sure that you use the same font for your menus and headers and things. Looks good. Okay. Let's see. Nice. So, yeah, this it's pretty strong. Photographers usually have um, their sites move along rather quickly because they generally have a larger body of work. So that's going to be fun to see as you move forward. Okay, Ben, you've done a really good job with this particular template. You've made it look a little more your own. You'll want to fix this particular uh, shot here because it cuts in and it's not really working there. You have an asset guide, which will be great when you put it with your work. Our thumbnails, sometimes when we click on these, they will go to the full page, but so now I don't know if this is part of this or not because we don't have padding. I do like what you've done, and you pulled it together really nicely with the white, black, and yellow. As a designer, this is a great photo of you, and it's got some leading lines and things like that. I wouldn't change it yet. You know, maybe take a little off the headroom, but it's a nice shot. It's a real nice shot. It's focused. There's a catch light in the eye. Everything. It's great. I don't have your mobile. That's okay because, like I said, you weren't responsible for mobile. It's something that you'll be responsible for next year. All right. So you guys did a great job. And I'm really excited some of the blends online that you're able to go to campus. We are offering a number of opportunities each week. So I hope that you're able to take advantage of those. All right. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend.